Hello everyone, and welcome to another Supreme Commander 2 cast. And this is being cast because somebody commented my band's music video after, it was at the end, well, it was when the offer ended, but they did something nice for me, so I'll do something nice for them. And I usually don't cast replays like this, but you know what? We've been doing a whole lot of serious matches lately because of the whole 10-year anniversary what would you call that, tournament. But now we're going to do some more casual replays. Well, at least one casual replay just to cleanse our palate and, maybe get something different. Because sometimes people do things differently. So the map is Shiva Prime. And it's normally an FFA. It's not normally a 1v1 map. And I will explain why later. So I'm going to introduce the players real quick. We got Pinky spawning in as the red Cyber Commander, dropping down some eco, and then he's going to go in to some, what would you call that? Well, it looks like his engineer is building the research stations. Well, for future reference, Pinky, your ACU builds the research stations a whole lot faster, but I do like seeing the commander build the air factory, so that's good on you. And his opponent, we got Hexdi spawning in as the green Aeon Commander with his ACU just sitting there. I really don't care for that in competitive play, but since this is just a casual match, it's okay. But for future reference there, Hexdi, do not have don't have queued up stuff. Well, he didn't even finish this land factory. That's something that I would definitely have the commander do. Have the commander build it. The commander builds twice as fast, and don't have a lazy engineer because you have enough mass to expand a little bit right now. So please do that in the future. So that's future reference. Definitely finish your factories. So anyhow, I'm going to talk about why this map isn't used in 1v1. Well, it's really impossible to balance, right? Because you're going to be fighting on this land bridge here, right? Just like that. You're going to be fighting on this land bridge. And so you're going to have, this area is going to be uncontested. It's going to be very easy for Pinky, this player right here, to get there. This guy has to go boom, boom, right? But then again, this guy has a little bit of an advantage by getting these mass extractors uncontested. So, maybe it's okay, but I still think this is a bigger advantage because you got these mass extractors back here. And, well, Pinky has access to both of these legs here, whereas Hexdi only has access to this one and this. Well, I guess it kind of evens out, but I really think this is a big boon, a really big advantage for Pinky there. So I'm going to speed this bad boy up to +10, and I'll probably put in some edits in here because I think these guys like to play the come at me bro type gameplay where one player turtles up and the other player builds a bunch of experimentals, and they kind of come at each other, which is, always fun to do with your buddy. But this is usually a competitive channel, and again, we are doing something not competitive, so do not judge and just enjoy. You like this game, so just enjoy. So Pinky's building up his base. He's got, he researched a nuke defense silo. He's got an air factory. I don't know why he has an air factory. He's not building air units. He built a couple engineers out of there, so that makes sense. But you don't build engineers and leave an engineer lazy like that. That's to improve your game. I'm just letting you know you got 2 lazy engineers at least, so don't do that in the future. But he's got a boomerang, so that could be an interesting thing there if his opponent goes nukey nuke. And then we got some high damage air towers. Definitely don't put them in a cluster like this. If a bomb goes off on one of them, they all die. So might want to spread them out a little bit. And more engineers not needed because again, you have engineers that are just sitting around. Don't do that. And then we got Hexdi, who finally finished that land factory, but there's a research station which really could be benefiting him in the long run, but it's just not being built. So, I'm not trying to be negative here, but just finish your buildings, Hexdi. That's some advice. I want to be nice and give you free advice there. and he's building a nuke silo without scouting. Definitely build a nuke silo away from your units, because he's putting, right on his units, so his units have to move. That's not a really good idea either. And he's building crowd owls, which are the anti-air units. Definitely don't need those. And building a whole bunch of engineers when you're not using the engineers you started with, not a great idea there. But at least one of the engineers, I think, finished this research station. That's nice. That's always good. So yeah, lots of interesting things happening here. We got a whole bunch of redo boats, which are good. If you upgrade them and put on the holo redirecting flares, they could actually do some work. However, we got some shields, and we got a whole bunch of high damage air towers. So those are nasty. Like, you fly over that, your units are probably going to be instantly yeeted. They're just gonna die. And again, building in a cluster formation like this, probably not the best idea. But I do like how they are energy generators in front of them to, structure detonate. And that way units can't get in there. I do like the shields. Might want to spread them out a little bit. But then again, stacking Cybran shields is very good. And one thing I have to say about Pinky is that I liked how he's been building up all of his... He's been expanding. He's been a busy boy. I like this. So he's gonna have a lot of mass to play with. Probably gonna go bomb bouncer. That's probably, usually defensive players do that. Pretty good use of bomb bouncer there. And then we got, let's see, an energy generator not finished, and this factory's not producing anything. Why? Why is that? Don't know if I agree with a lot of... Oh, look at that. Now they move out, because I think an engineer of Pinky's went out and just was able to walk right through that base and didn't really get much work done. But at least one mass extractor's down. That's pretty neat. So good job there, Hexdi. And he managed to finish up that, saturating his entire expansion with his mass extractor, so that's good. We got a bomb bouncer just chilling there. All right, good. It's charged up. Definitely want to put that over your ACU. Building up some more research stations. Okay. Oh, a strategic launch. Here it goes, and boomeranged, and ouch, dude. Ouch, Hexdi. Definitely probably should have scouted before you do that. That's some pro tips. That's a pro tip right there. Scout before you shoot a nuke off against Cybran, especially at minute 52. So you shoot that nuke off, there's a good chance there's a bomb bounce. I mean, a boomerang there. So that will send... Okay, let's slow it down so you can see what's happening here. That sends the nuke directly back at the sender, directly where it was sent. So it's going to blow up that nuke silo, and it's unblockable. There's nothing being produced here, an air gantry not being finished, but we got a little bit of an attack here, which will probably not do a whole lot, because for some reason there's anti-air in that army when there's no air units on the field. And Pinky's hunkered. That's not a bad idea when you're afraid of being sniped. Now, these units are going to go very, very fast. They're not going to do a whole lot here against these shields. And this is some free mass delivered at Pinky's door, so that's some yummy, yummy, delicious mass. Dat mass, reclaim it all. So yeah, not a whole lot happened there. Speeding it up. Hexdi, wait, through that entire time, Hexdi just sat there. He didn't produce a darn thing. Why, Hexdi? Now, I'm gonna say something, guys. How are you gonna end this game? What are you thinking to end this game? That's something you guys got to think about, especially in these turtle type matches. So think how are you gonna end this? How are you gonna take out your opponent? Pinky, what are you gonna do? Are you doing artillery? Are you gonna go megaliths? What are you gonna do? Sitting here hunkering isn't gonna end the game, right? And pull and smashes are definitely not gonna end the game. There's nothing to pull and smash. So guys, maybe some engineers. You could get some engineers, but for future reference and for those at home watching, pull and smash only affect small units and air units, like small air units, not experimental. So yeah, they're not really needed here. Now a magnetron being built, that's an interesting use of experimentals. Actually a pretty fun one. Be really good for pushing units away. Usually that's what that's used for. But the magnetron against something like a pull and smash, which doesn't fire back, which just pulls in small units, it could be useful to suck in. Usually you push away because the magnetron is immediately destroyed, right? Like you have a whole bunch of loyalists. Oh, here we go. We got some suck 2Cs going on. Oh, there it goes. Being sucked in. That's gonna suck. Pun intended. Alright, so that was all recycled. That's a lot of free mass right there. And usually you don't do that. Like you got like, say, a Universal Colossus. You're not gonna suck a Universal Colossus in there because he's gonna wreck everything here. He's gonna take a lot of damage, but he's also gonna do some damage. Like you got like 10 of them. Don't suck them. You gotta push away. Get 2 Magnetrons and stagger the pushes. Push, then the other one push. Push, the other one push. Now see, that's another way to do it. Suck them in, blow them up, and get that delicious, yummy, yummy mass. That mass, yo. And an experimental gantry. We got 2 experimental gantries that are not really... one's producing, one's not. So, Hexdi, if you're watching this, seriously, you need to produce, man. You gotta produce more. And I'm not talking about producing a bunch of engineers that are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. And why, dude? Why is this? Why is this a thing? Why are units not buildings not being finished? That's something I can't be nice about. Like I'm not being a jerk either, but I can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, that's totally cool. And those planes didn't get very far. At least you scouted. That's a good thing. So a good scouting run, knowing what you're up against, is an incredible tool. Now some spoozers, you get like a bunch of spoozers. Maybe those could do something. You get like 50 of them, you might be able to do something. And an engineer finishing up that nuke silo. That's really cool. And now why is this mass extractor not capped? That's what I would like to know. Alright, what's happening here is this thing pulling in the pull-in smashes. You know, that's kind of a strange thing, a pull-in smash being pulled in to be destroyed. Now, usually the pull-in smashes do the sucking. But these pull-in smashes are being, well, really, if you see this happening, you gotta move them the other way. Gotta move them the other way. Now, Universal Colossi, a very strong and powerful unit. Very, very nice unit. Now, hopefully he doesn't build another nuke. I don't know why he thinks building a nuke is a good idea when he tried to nuke a Cybran with a boomerang. So, Hexdi, dude, if you're watching this, seriously, you got boomeranged, man. You got boomeranged. Just remember that. If you get boomerang, oh, here we go. Let's see what happens. I guess the magnetron's not quite as effective as against a major experimental as it is with a minor experimental. But guys, those at home, I want you to all know, to remember this. You get boomerang once, probably destroy the boomerang before you try to nuke again, right? Oh, look at this. Hey, that's good. Using your air superiority, 100% air superiority to take out mass extractors. I like that. So that is a good move there, Hexdi. Take these mass extractors out. Should not be waiting on that. Should definitely do that sooner than later. Because these are kind of vetted. Look how high the hit points are. Taking out 3 and just stopping isn't the way to do this. Definitely take them out. Like, you got to starve your opponent. Definitely starve your opponent. And that's something you want to do. And you want to finish your buildings once again, man. And let's take a look at Pinky's base. That's a pretty good base for a turtle. I kind of like that. But there's a lot of, like, things really close together like these. You know, it doesn't really matter because your opponent's not going to get that close. That's probably the point of it. And I like how the magnetron is greatly shielded and protected with point defense and anti-air towers, and even this nice little boomerang. And did you guys know, those watching Hexdi and Pinky, that recyclers could be used offensively? You could actually recycle experimentals or even small units with them. So you just tell them to manually reclaim a unit. I think you could reclaim anything but an your opponent's ACU. And that's another way to figure out whether it's your opponent's ACU is use that recycler and be like, is that an ACU? Is that an ACU? Kind of cheating, and you can also do it with the capture tool too. So I just taught you guys a really, really terrible, horrible, horrible trick that you should never do. Well, anyhow, Hexdi is... Why the floating... Okay, really shouldn't have researched the floating thing because there's no water on this map at all. But he's researching wood finders, researching a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, that's good. Researching some things he doesn't need though. That's not a very good thing to do. So guys, I also released a hotkey tutorial, so jump on that video. So that would help anybody who's also interested in this type of gameplay. So this, I don't think I'm gonna make any cuts because I think my commentary's really doing a pretty good job here about really helping people increase their gameplay here if you're all watching this. Now guys, remember, this is a different type of gameplayer. This is a come at me bro type of gameplay. It's casual, it's fun, and I think he needs more spoozers, personally. Spoozers I don't think are very, very good, but personally I think I would have more. I would. Why not? Because if you're going to do a come at me bro type of gameplay where your opponent's gonna turtle up and you're gonna walk in and try to blow them up, get through. Definitely get more units. You definitely want more than one universal colossi. Universal colossus. You want multiple universal colossi, and you can even build a space temple and put it right in the middle of your opponent's space. Like, look right here. This isn't all that well defended. There's not a whole lot. You put that right there. Boom. Yeah, they're gonna structure detonate. Kill some of your units, but you're gonna kill way more than if you walk straight in. You get that? So that's another tip. And remember, Aeon has the Illuminator. The Illuminator is a very good experimental unit where it could see everywhere on the map. Nothing's safe, nothing's sacred with the Illuminator. So you use that Illuminator in tandem with the Space Temple. Forget about it. Your opponent's done. And the games usually don't go that far because those are both very, very expensive items, both in terms of mass, energy, as well as research cost. Because if you go for both those, you're probably lacking on some things that you definitely need. But if you're late game like this, you probably would have no problem getting them. Now, a whole lot of lazy engineers, I don't like that. What is... could you imagine being Pinky in this situation? Like, he's literally doing nothing. Oh, a strategic launch will slow that down. Pushed back by the... Why'd you do that again, is what I want to know. Like, why did that happen? And everything's gone. Now, I think... I'm going to say something nasty, mean, Hexdi. You deserved that. Like, you really did deserve that. Like, that wasn't a smart thing to do whatsoever. I'm not trying to be mean, but that was not good. Like, even in this type of gameplay. Like, this type of gameplay, you need to... Intel's good, too, right? You've got a whole bunch of planes. Well, and you got a whole bunch of dead planes now, too, because of that. You did the same thing twice and had the same results twice. Like, really? Come on, man. I'm not trying to be mean, Hexdi. I appreciate your comment, and you think you're a good player. You have a lot of potential here. However, that wasn't good, You lost 2 mass extractors in that. You lost a gantry. You lost a bunch of things. And a lot of your experimentals took a whole lot of damage. Did you lose any experimentals? I don't know. But your ACU even took a lot of damage here. Now, that's not the way to do this. So anyhow, back to what I was saying. Can you imagine being Pinky? You're just sitting there. Like, hasn't built a darn thing here for the last few minutes. So let's slow this down to, like, +1. Yeah, a bunch of bombers. What is their goal there? What are they trying to attack? These anti-air towers? Null effectiveness. There was 0 effectiveness in that. And yeah, these spoozers are killed before they get into their effective range. More gift of mass there for Pinky. But yeah, what is Pinky doing all day? Like, is he like reading a comic book or something while he's waiting? He's just sitting there waiting. Like, his ACU hasn't moved. Like, that was like a good 40, 50 minutes that he hasn't built anything. I don't know, maybe half hour. Now, let's see what Hexdi does. Maybe Hexdi will push through with all these. And here's another problem, Hexdi. You got you got no space here. So these guys are going to file in 1, 2, 3, 4 at a time. And they're going to get murdered. It'd be better you put a space temple back here. Look at the light defense there. Space temple. Oh no, what am I going to do? Right? Now, this suck was a bad idea there for Pinky. And here's why. You're going to see exactly why this suck was a bad idea. Boom, it's gone. Now, these things are very, very powerful. They're very powerful units. They have a lot of hit points, but there's a lot of shields there, and there's a lot of firepower. And why they shouldn't be attacking these. They should be attacking the point defense. That's for future reference. Attack the things that could attack what you have. And the recyclers should be trying to recycle the units. Wow, man, these things don't do a whole lot of damage, it looks like. I mean, they have a lot of hit points, but you would think they would do more. That's a whole lot of experimental colossi that just got murked. Like, these guys are all dead. Like, you know, control is a very important thing in Supreme Commander 2. Like, telling your units to attack, like, things like the point defense that are hurting your units, definitely a good thing. Now, sucking up some delicious yummy yummy mess, that's good. So let's see how Hexdi is recovering from that. You know, not a single engineer or ACU is, you know, for future reference, have at least one unit that builds to help speed up building, right? So do that in the future and you will be a better player. Like, seriously, watch some of my videos, watch some of how the pros open up their matches and what I have to say about them. Like, really, really, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot to take in, but it still is quite good. You know, good information for you. And Pinky's up. Where's Pink? Oh, where's Pinky going? Pinky's going for a walk. Let's go +3. Let's see where Pinky's going. Pinky's going for a walk. I think Pinky's had enough. I think he finished his Archie comic. You know, maybe finish his Kool-Aid. And he's tired. He's ready for... Yeah, he's going for the kill. I think he's ready for war. Hopefully Hexdi spent some of his research points on... oh, goodness. That was a way early overcharge. Way, way too early. Hopefully Hexdi spent some ACU points. It looks like he didn't. So, Pinky's just sitting there. Oh, my goodness. He's taking some spoozer hits. He's not looking so hot. But, oh, Commander destroyed. And is it over? Yeah. That's an interest. Okay. I'm going to let you guys know. Especially in Assassination, the only gameplay you should be playing, game type you should be playing, do not go core dump. There's no point in going core dump because your ACU is, if it dies, it's over anyway, right? So should have gone like shields, health, training, hunker, things like that. If you would have went hunker there, Pinky would have been dead. Pinky would have killed himself from that spoozer right there. That spoozer and some of those MMLs would have killed him. Pinky would not have been able to survive that. Pinky probably would have walked away, but you could have just followed him with the spoozer, and boom, he's dead. GG. Or even you've had planes. You have an air factory. You could have done something about that. So that's for future reference, guys. So awesome match. I enjoyed casting it. Hopefully I'm not trying to be negative, but I just want you all to improve, you know, even in this type of gameplay. Like, it's more exciting when, you know, it has more things going than just going directly in a funnel. Those units are going to die, you know. You could have sent some units around this, with this side where my cursor's going, and that would have been devastating. Like, look at that. Look how poorly defended that is. That would have been devastating for with a land attack. Up to about here is where there's a bit of a problem with the point defense, but Oh, right here, actually. There's a lot of point defense right there. Well, like 4. Yeah, if you sent those Universal Colossi right there, this would have been devastating. It would have absolutely devastated his economy. And while you're going that way, you would have destroyed these 4 mass extractors. He would have known you're coming, but he wouldn't be able to build up fast enough. And as far as nuking, do always scout late game Cybran for boomerangs. Do not, this is for everybody, do not nuke a Cybran without knowledge whether they have a boomerang or not. And also, don't use gunships against Cybran late game either, or even mid game, because they'll have structure detonate. Very powerful tool against gunships. So the spoozers weren't a very good idea against Cybran, you know? But because I don't think, honestly, I don't think what's his name, Pinky was using them anyway. I don't think he was using structure detonate, so he probably could have used it. So again, guys, do not be harsh. Do not harshly judge. You could give advice in the comment section down below, like I did throughout this video. Overall, it was a fun match to watch, in my opinion. But remember, it is a casual gameplay, and I'm here to help, not to hurt anyone's feelings. Remember to finish your buildings. Check out and see what the pros are doing to improve your gameplay, and attack in different angles, and even use the space temple in things like that, and scout. These are very important things. And expand. That's more for Hexdi to expand. And for both of you, scout. So very well played. Thank you for sending this in, Pinky and Hexdi. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the awesome comments. You guys are rad dudes, and I appreciate all of your support. So hopefully you like this video. Hopefully there was enough information in here for you to learn to become even better players. So anyhow, guys, like this video, subscribe to my channel, favorite it because it helps me out, and send your good replays to stealspeaks@gmail.com, just like these 2 dudes did. And I have a Patreon page if you like what I do and you want to support this channel, do that. I also have music my band does. If you want to support my channel a different way, you could do it that way. And also comment down below, say something nice. Why the heck not? Give these guys some advice. Be like, yo, thanks for the casual gameplay, because I was getting tired of all that hardcore stuff. You know, maybe you are. But anyhow, guys, I'm going to finish this. Share with your friends, family, and foes, because you need something interesting to watch as well. And as always, everyone, GG.